So I try to represent, as a curator, as many areas of textile practice as possible, because we have, I suppose, 4 key categories, which is woven, knitted, printed and non-woven. I also sort of invented a new category, which is, because in textile terms we have technical terms called interweaving or intermeshing of fibres. And I looked at the word intermashing, because that sort of brings the old and the new together. And I think that's what a lot of new practitioners are bringing to their work. There are obviously lots of digital influences in our lives. We're a very connected society. But there's also a return to the handmade, the slow movement, for instance.
This collection actually is more about fabric than the styling, because we just use a Chinese wedding as a topic to give it, you know, to put the whole thing together. But the real idea is to see how many different ways we can, you know, transform the fabric, a base fabric.
We had 4 sort of key areas, I suppose, was the haptic, the idea of touch, and that's the material quality of textiles. It's a material that has to be touched. You can't engage with it without actually coming to contact with it. We have the nostalgic view of textiles, and there's a lot of references in the works in this show about familial past, you know, memories, how textiles, we remember textiles from our early years, and we have favourite pieces of clothing and so forth. And the skills that maybe mothers pass down to daughters, and even in some cases fathers pass down to sons. The idea that making products and textiles at home was quite a big thing in past generations. And some artists have said, well, I learned how to make textiles from my grandmother. And sometimes there's a generational gap now between mothers and daughters about making.
Because a lot of young people, even design students in China, they really doesn't know very much about, you know, our traditional craft, and I think it's a great pity. And because I went to the design institutes and in China, and then I met all these students, and they have no idea what, you know, is available there. And because I display some of the fabrics I made in China, and they couldn't believe it's made in China. And I think, isn't it terrible? You really don't know about your heritage. And I want to do something about it, and I want to show them what is possible. I mean, not that I'm doing something so fantastic, but I just want to show them what can be done if they try.